a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a minute.
requirements for that gold
Hang on a
card?
second.
Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
All right, so since we got 85 about to take off, we're going to let him go ahead and chime in.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's unprecedented. I think everything that he does nowadays is on that level. It's interesting, honestly, and I really want to see what comes out of it. 5 million, that'll definitely help the economy. And like I said, that's the guy's focus. I mean, he's here to boost the economy and make America great. So I'm cool with it all, man.
Oh yeah, Gray.
I know I'm the only Democrat on here, but I actually agree with Trump doing that. I feel like the United States should be like a luxury. So like if you trying to make just a big country full of like rich people, like some of those people are gonna marry Americans. So that's just kind of like taking the wealth from another country and move it over here. So not only are they paying to come here, they're also paying, probably into the economy and to Americans, if like through dating or through networking or companionship or whatever the case may be.
Cool. Let Kenzie, our guest, chime in.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's just another financial tool and more good business by the Trump administration and building more incentives. Like a lot of moves that they've done have been incentive based, and I think this is just another example of that.
What about you, Easy?
Yeah, this is definitely another example that Trump is definitely a hustler. That's what I see. He's a true hustler.
They take
Be
it as
that
positive
positive
or
or negative.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a positive thing, man. He trying to circulate currency into the economy, man. So I think it's a plus for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you'll get better people. Like when you got to pay into it. Like I always have this talk about when they talk about free education or like free college. And I always disagree. I'm like, if you don't pay for it, if you get it for nothing, you're not going to appreciate it. So yeah, I do think like we're the greatest country in the world. You shouldn't just be able to come over here for nothing. You should have to put up something to get in here. So I definitely agree with that.
For sure.
Man, we need K-Dot up in here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him on another day. I'm definitely gonna push back on some of y'all stuff. So Kenzie, they all MAGA Republicans.
Yeah.
Boger's a red pill. I don't think Easy is Slim red pill, but I'm the only Democrat here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So with the current state of the Democratic Party and them taking like the 20 side of every 80-20 issue, like how do you see them getting on the right side of the public perception right now? Because it's looking rough, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I heard you say right side. I'm assuming there was no pun intended. But looking at the Democratic Party right now, I would basically say they're kind of not doing anything. They kind of just, I feel like they just sitting back and waiting to see like what's actually going to happen. I did see the lady, I think the Maine, the governor, try to push back on Trump with the transgender in sports. So I seen some kind of resistance, but I know this backlash from like the Dodge firing and stuff. So I feel like they waiting on the opportunity to try to like attack Trump and the Republican Party. To me,
Right. Yeah, I
So
mean that sounds right.
yeah.
I'll put a red pill spin in there. Do you think the Democratic Party is having an issue because there's not like a dominant leader? Like nobody's able to step up. Like everybody is just kind of victimizing and complaining.
No, I blame Joe Biden. If Joe Biden would have dropped out and they would have been able to do like a primary and like see who was actually going to be the leader of the party, then we probably would know who's like the face of the party. I feel like him just forcing Kamala Harris up there now it's up for grabs, and people just being people. I'm pretty sure is a lot of people that want to be a leader. Hakeem Jeffries seems to be putting his face out there. Kinsey, I actually saw you do something about Stephen A. Smith. So it's an opportunity for somebody they want to be the face of the Democratic Party.
Mm. I don't know. You think they're gonna be able to step over JD? That's gonna be a big hurdle. I just don't see anybody on the.
Trump said that's not his heir. Trump said he's not the person he wants to carry on his legacy.
I mean, he don't determine that though.
yeah.
Right now, the Republicans got a lot of hitters in batting up right now. You got Vivek running for Ohio. You got Byron Donald. He's out to run in Florida. They both win. They gonna be in the running. Can't forget about Ron. He gonna come back second time. So it's gonna be some options. I just don't see a lot of options over there. Like,
we got a lot of time. We got like 3 years, some change to find somebody, and the Republicans got to like be in charge. So the more they mess up, the more opportunities. People are opportunistic. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be somebody that we're not even talking about, because Trump was a celebrity. Really, it's gonna be somebody that's like, oh, this is my perfect chance to like swoop in and take over the Democratic Party. If there's a celebrity right now, it's a perfect chance for them to do it.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna front. If Trump does a good job, it's gonna be hard for them Democrats though, because they're gonna be like, "I told you so. I told you so." So,
well, I mean, he can't run another term.
Well, not him. I'm talking about the Republican Party though.
The Republican Party. If he do good, it's gonna be hard to override that.
Yeah, then right now you're looking at short-term goals. You're looking at the midterms. Now it's dark.
Who would you think would have a type of dominance on the left to be able to?
The person who I think most likely is going to be Gavin Newsom. I feel like he's most likely going to be
trash. That boy is trash.
Not after that LA just burned down. Not Gavin. No.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody can go be able to hold down MAGA like how Trump is holding down MAGA. I honestly don't think that MAGA can exist without Trump. That's my personal opinion.
You really do. That's interesting. Let's expand. What do you think MAGA is? Let's start right there.
Who I think MAGA is? I think they're Trump supporters.
What do you think MAGA represents? So what do you think MAGA? So do you think MAGA is Trump, or do you think MAGA itself represents something?
I feel MAGA itself, the phrase Trump is just a marketing genius. He stole it from Ronald Reagan, so he used it, and is very like controversial because it's "Make America Great Again." But who do I think is actual MAGA? Anybody can be MAGA. Anybody can go put on a hat and say, "Hey, I'm MAGA." But
Right.
in the behind closed doors, who I think MAGA is,
Uh-huh.
white America.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's expand on something. Vivek Ramaswamy, maybe 2 years ago, was not. He wasn't really. Who was he really? He came out of nowhere, and he was in maybe top 3 of the Republican primary, right? One of the reasons was because he took what MAGA is without calling it MAGA. You know what he called it? America First. He went with that, and people bought into it, and more people bought into it. And it was easier for people who weren't traditionally Republican to buy into America First, because the Democrats looked like they were doing more worldly diplomacy, while they're like, no, we're gonna focus on here. And they're like, yeah, we can get behind that. So I believe the idea of what is MAGA can actually grow and be actually better without Trump, because the negativity that MAGA has is only there because of him. He made it, but it's only there because of him. Anyone can pick. JD could pick it up, Vivek could pick it up, Ron could pick it up. There's a plethora of people that can pick up that America First mantra and keep that going.
You remember when Ron DeSantis tried to run, and then it was just like, well, I guess he was getting some, because I'm in Florida, easy in Florida too. Like it was a lot of push behind that. But then as soon as Trump came out, Ron DeSantis was nobody. And I feel like Trump is going to have the power, especially if Trump is still around, and the way Trump operates, he's going to want to be the person to say, okay, you get this position, you get that position. So I mean, I'm not on Trump nuts or anything, but I feel like he that's his thing. He's the leader of it, and he says how it goes. That's just how I see it.
Man, I see it for me, it's more of an accountability and a being in reality thing for me. Like to pull yourself up by your bootstraps instead of whining. Like I see the left as the new left, like the old left, which I feel like Gray, you're more of.
Yeah.
But the new left, they're more victims, whiners. It's like full of people who's made mistakes and want the government to come save them. Like when they say like the trickle down and, you know, those, like I had to work this morning, so I couldn't really come back at you with the argument. But, but the thing about it is, what we have to realize is that the top is going to always get the money. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how much money you give out. Because, you know, Democrats want to give out money and it's going to go to the top because the people at the top is the one who has what you want. So there's no real way, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying like it's better for individuals to create small businesses and things like that so they can gain that wealth and not just have the government giving out jobs to everybody, because the government is not designed to be that.
I think your mentality is good to like tell like people like, hey, like, you know, you should like work, you should work for yourself. Like I think that's more job security. I think that's more a better chance of a higher chance of income. But I also feel like, to me as a Democrat, if I had $1 million, right, I got $1 million, and the government gave me the option, they said, hey, we go not tax you. You can either give this money to your employees or you can keep it for yourself. I would be tempted to keep it for myself. So I feel like the government is there just to be like, we go force you to give this money out to like the other people.
Yeah, I think there should be some regulation.
Yeah.
Because humans are gonna be humans at the end of the day. I think there should be like minor regulation, like what they did in what was it, 07 stuff. I think that was just too much deregulation. Like Bush just deregulated the market way too much and just let everybody run free. I don't believe in that. I think there's a balance, but I also think the left goes too far in trying to help people. Like nobody can starve or nobody can suffer. Like you can't save everybody. That's my issue with the left, is that they want to save everybody and bring the whole country down and government down while doing it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they want socialism. They ran on
Yeah.
socialism. One of Trump's major thing is he called Kamala a communist. And what did she do? She says, yeah, we're gonna do some price control. You know what I'm saying? Let's
Price
double
gouging.
down.
Price
Pri-
gouging, yeah.
yeah, she masked it as price, but she said price control. Then when she put her plan out, it was like it's like they lean into it, and then that's not what the American people really
But
want.
that's what
And
she would have. That's what she would have went for because she don't understand finance and money. So she would have went for that, not knowing that you can't control the market like that in a capitalistic society.
I
But
agree with
Michigan-
y'all on that. Even though I feel like Trump was lying, at least Trump said something. Kamala Harris, they'll ask her a question like, "What you gonna do?" We gonna work on price gouging. Her answers were horrible.
Yeah.
Even though Trump was saying BS, he at least selling a dream. Like I feel like that's better than saying nothing.
And then you would have needed 80,000 more IRS agents if you would have tried to tax unrealized gains.
She could have said anything. She could have said,
Yeah.
"We go give loans." She could have said anything. She wouldn't answer questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tax on unrealized gains, I was like, y'all crazy if y'all vote for her.
yeah, that was outlandish.
I don't even. That's crazy part, folks. I don't even remember her saying that. I just remember her dodging questions. I just remember her never answering anything.
Oh no, she ran on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she doubled down because like people got properties and stuff in like New York, they don't live in them. They just buy, to park their wealth. And she was like, no, they shouldn't have all this. They should share it. They should get rid of it. And I'm like, no, that's how people, when they're wealthy, people don't have liquid. Like you can't go to a billionaire and be like, hey, I need $2 billion. They probably not going to have it in cash. They sit it in assets. And
Exactly.
People don't understand that. They think they're being greedy. No, this is how they keep their wealth because there's not enough actual cash to go around like that.
Ain't nothing like land money.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna run into the next subject.